Alright guys, what's up? Back with another video, and we already got it jacked up, jack stands. I'm leaving the jack under there on just a soft setting, just in case, you never know. But you can see what day it is. Yes, DSS axles. Been told over and over again, get them. After snapping 5 OEM axles, I figured it's time. We'll give the DSS a try. Hopefully I don't snap one, but we'll see. I think there's only been like one reported one that snapped one, so we'll see. And I think it was like a manufacturer defect that they fixed. I'm not saying anything about DSS, but hey, let's see what happens. I'm sure they'll live a lot longer than my OEM ones are. So let me flip it around and show y'all what we got. So I'm actually about to slap on my Meta glasses because I feel like that's gonna be way easier to film for y'all. So let me get these on and set up. All right, guys. So quick and easy. I got my little ratchet wrench here. I'm gonna reach under here. 18. We're gonna just break that loose. God damn! I made that thing tight. I don't remember making it that tight. Oh, there it goes. Whew. That thing was on there. All right. Now we're going to go to 18 for the top side. Need to give it a little bit of a nudge. Let me get my hammer. Got my little ball peen hammer. Just give it a couple good little hits there. Let's see, that thing is in there. That's wild. I wonder if that bolt is already messed up. Let's see. Nope. What is that, a 15? I don't even think I have a 15 out. That's wild. I can't get that to come out. Alright, so I guess we're just going to attempt to just lean that over. Really, that gives us plenty of room to get this axle out. Anyways, I don't want to fuck with that for too long. And we're going to go right up to the top. All right, so go right up to the top. We got our 18. Got our 18 on here. Put our back up. Should back all the way out. Go ahead and do that, and then down here is going to be a massive 27. So get our big boy nut off. All right, and then I would like to say that this one is spinning right here. So what I'm going to do now, you could either use a wrench on this. Typically it doesn't spin that fast, so you just hold it with your hand. It'll undo it. And you get that big nut out of there, and you should be able to just slide that bolt straight out. And then we're going to get our vertical link out. So now we got the vertical link out. We're going to go ahead and do the camber arm here. Disconnect that, and then we'll do our toe arm down here. And that'll be it. This axle will be ready to come out after we just undo this one and this one down here. It's a pretty quick install, especially if you've done this a couple times, like me. You know, this would be like probably my 10th time changing an axle, because I've changed it for customers and stuff as well. So we've gotten pretty proficient at doing this. And let's go ahead and here, we'll go ahead and do the bottom one down here. Oh, so That's actually a 21 right there on the inside. We're going to attempt to hold it. Hey, it worked. All right. That should just, again, slide out just like the other one did. Sometimes they go in at a little bit of an angle, so let's just try to. You do it nice and slow, you won't mess nothing up. All right, so again, we're keeping the nuts and stuff together so we don't mix up anything. Not that it matters, most of them are 18s. And then all we have is this top one left to do. Kind of disappointed that that didn't come out, but again, not a big deal, guys. So essentially what we're going to do is use this hammer. You can see it's nice and loose already, so that should pull through fairly easy once I undo the 18 up here on the camber arm. All right, let's see. All right. Now I will say, guys, this is way easier to take apart than put together, especially if you're doing it by yourself. And yes, I do have a bigger hammer, but we're using the small guy today. All right, see that pops out. And since we're on the ground, we're just gonna let that sit. All right, guys, now all we have to do is get under here and pop out this axle. Now you can either use a pry bar, or I like to use these things. You can get them on Amazon. It's like a mini pry bar or whatever. Sometimes they're called portable pry bars. And what this does is it allows for really tight spaces. So like say we got this, you can see how tight it is up in here. So to get like an actual big pry bar, and then you just pop it like that. So it's actually coming out fairly easy. There it goes. Give it a few good tugs and out she comes. Oh, no way. I don't know who wrote that on there. Oh, that's hilarious. I wonder if that's the parts guys from Ford messing with me. All right, we got our DSS upgraded axle. Let's put them side by side so I can show you. And so the beautiful part about this is it wasn't the actual axle itself that was failing, it was the CV joint, and it was constantly the one on the inside. So right in here, you can see a lot thicker, a lot bigger. What I also like to say, if you look at it, oh, okay, it's the same length. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy in there. I did hear that some people had clearance issues with these. But again, we're here to see if we have any kind of issues. So let's go ahead and slide that back in there. And what I like to do is kind of just spin it, and I'll massage it back and forth to be able to get it in there. Now I might tell Meta to stop recording, just so I'm not sitting here, you know, and just so you can see, guys, these lines aren't under tension. So we got it sitting on my little mat, and we're going to push this all the way inside and reverse everything we just did. And honestly, it is the exact same on the other side. Also, you might be peeping my new trial error piece. This is our HSF sway bar right here. I think I might be rubbing my fat ass tire on there. But absolutely beautiful. We got grease. Sorry guys, Meta has a 3-minute or like length that she'll actually like record for, which is kind of annoying. But yes, HSF rear sway bars coming very, very soon. Adjustable, 3 different stiffnesses, regreasable, and color optional. We're going to do all the same colors we do for our strut bars. That way you're not just getting a black or blue rear sway bar or having to go get it custom done. We're offering the same colors we offer for our strut bars: black, blue, red, the wrinkle red, the illusion purple. So all those will be available, and along with star white for those. All right guys, so got that one all the way in. Now this is the fun part, and it makes it a little bit trickier because the shock didn't want to come all the way out, but we're going to pick the hub up. I'm using the lip of my wheel. I took my gloves off too because they were just soaking my hands. All right, so we're going to pick up this entire hub, and we're going to try to get it to line up with these splines here. So without letting the shock fall over. Always smart. It actually went in as I was trying to do that. To have one of these, I had to have my wife grab it for me as I held it in place. But we're just gonna go ahead and start that like that by hand, and then we're gonna pick up the rest of this and trying to line everything back up. This can be a very daunting task, especially by yourself, guys. Just because these hubs are pretty heavy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it hang here for right now. I'm gonna grab the jack. I'm gonna use the jack to gently jack this thing up. I'm gonna go right under this nub right here and just help pick it up. Now it's going to want to lean forward, guys, but since we already put the axle in, we don't have to worry about it coming out unless it pops out of the diff side, which we don't want. So we also help trying to guide this into place. Let's go ahead and go up some more with it. Right there. Beautiful. So start that into there. And where's our other one? Here it is. And start that one into there. Remember, always start things by hand. And get back up here. We're going to pick up and rotate. And you can see where our toe arm is starting to kind of line up. So get our toe bolt here. Again, guys, so you got 3 bolts, really 4, but this is the shortest one. It goes through your toe arm here. And we're gonna just try to line that up the best we can. There we go. By hand. These toe arms always fight me. So you can see how it's just slightly off. So, and you can see by wiggling this around, it gets that to be in the right spot, and you can slide it right in. Easy. All right. So now we got it being supported and whatnot. This is further on there. We're going to attempt to get this one on. So got our long bolt here. Push up my glasses, they keep trying to slide down. I'm using my knee here and pushing that through just like so. And voila, guys, now all we have to do is line up these 2 holes once we get the vertical link in there, this way, there you go, that worked too. Alright, so since it's loose, we're going to go ahead and do the top one. Get that in place. Alright, and now's a good time to actually re-grease these. So these are Durlin. They require quite a bit of grease, or else they make noises. I think many people can attest to that. But y'all can see here that we're actually quite a bit off from having that bolt line up. So let's see what happens when we come up on the jack just a little bit. See if that helps line anything up. Not really. But we can take this and we can twist it upward, pull, you can see it line up. So take our big, sorry guys, 3-minute time limit. Meta's fucking with me. Okay, so I'm having issues now trying to line these two up because I have tension here on the jack, right? So I'm gonna come down off of the jack just enough to where it wants to almost line up with that, and we're going to just shove it over until we can get this bolt in there. There it goes. You see that bolt go right in there. Also, you're on the back side, you're trying to make sure that this tube lines up so this bolt goes through it, right? So now we're excuse my fat boy breathing, guys. All we got to do is get that to go into there. So again, I'm going to pick up and kind of just push and pull and try to get it. Alright, I got it started. Hammer it through. Boom. This side's done, guys. Oh, fuck. What a dummy. Alright, there you go. So now we just tighten everything back up. Oh, also, let's go ahead and tap in this one. Alright. Alright guys, so just gonna go ahead and zap everything back together. Alright. And you should still be able to hold this side. And you see that gap right there? We're closing that gap up. That's it. You just close that gap up. It's all good. Back to an 18 with a backup. There we go. And we just got these two up top now. Alright. And we'll just have that bottom one down there. Oh, also the toe arm. Now, people are like, do you need an alignment after this? Yes and no. So, I mean, we're touching the camber arm over here, so your camber might be a little out of whack. But as far as this, you're not messing with the inner toe. So this only lines up one way, really. Now, do I recommend getting one? Yes. Is it absolutely 100% necessary? I would say no. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys to go get one, especially if you're changing these out, just to be safe. You don't want premature tire wear. 21 right here. Bam, bam. And then all we got to do is tighten this bottom one down here. Alright, I'm going to get that out of the way. But that's it, guys. That's how to do the axle. It's the exact same for the other side, no lie. Except for that one's just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here, and I'll be back once the car is got both axles in. All right, guys, got her back on the ground. I would like to say I did have the front wheels chalked. Other than that, about an hour, hour and a half, both sides knocked out with the proper tools. All right, guys, going out on the main road here. Get up to a little bit of speed. Maybe I was just rolling. I might have just been running over something in the road and not paying attention because I thought I felt or heard something, but it feels normal. These Kel-Track shocks are so stiff, guys. Alright, so feels great. We're gonna flip around, go back to the house. That's about it, guys. That's about all she wrote. Like I said, overall not too bad. About hour and a half tops if you're not filming. A majority, I'd say 75% of the bolts and nuts underneath there are 18s. So you need 18, 21, 24, 27, and a 32, and then just a pry bar and some patience and an additional jack maybe to help you if you're doing it solo. And then just finding the right angles to make everything line up. You shouldn't really have to force too much of anything. But yeah, guys, love y'all, appreciate y'all. And as always, hope this helps. Until the next one.